DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Tonight, early voting for the September primary has begun here in Delaware. Plus, a sexual harassment lawsuit in Newcastle County becomes the latest in the governor's race. And organizers are gearing up for the 30th annual People's Festival this weekend, honoring Bob Marley. Those stories and much more coming up tonight on DETV News. Good evening and welcome to this DETV News Brief for Thursday, August 29th, 2024. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks for joining us this evening. Here's what's making headlines across the first state. With the general election still 3 months away, Delaware's primary election is considered by many to be even more significant here in the first state. Early voting for the September 10th primary is now underway with select sites open in all 3 counties. Voting begins daily at 11 a.m. and ends at 7 p.m. through this Saturday, August 31st. After a break for the Labor Day weekend, early voting resumes on September 3rd and continues until September 8th. Primary election day in Delaware is Tuesday, September 10th, with polls opening from 7 a.m. and closing at 8 p.m. Absentee ballots are also due that night by 8 p.m. Newcastle County is offering 6 early voting sites. Kent County has 4, and Sussex County provides 8 options for voters. If you are not registered to vote in the primaries, unfortunately the deadline has already passed. That was August 17th. Only registered Democratic and Republican voters can participate in their prospective primaries. For more information about Delaware's primary election, visit de.gov/PRIM. And in other news, a Newcastle County property tax assessor has filed a lawsuit alleging sexual harassment and retaliation by county officials. Susan Oberlander claims in the lawsuit filed in U.S. District Court of Delaware that she faced ongoing harassment from a supervisor and retaliation after she reported it. The suit names County Executive Matt Meyer, CFO Michael R. Smith, and former HR Chief Jacqueline Jenkins in their official capacities. Oberlander argues that in Newcastle County is a, quote, safe harbor for male employees in power to harass women. She also alleges the county's Office of Assessment suppresses complaints of harassment, fostering a culture of fear that discourages female employees from coming forward. County officials intend to move for the removal of Executive Meyer and Mr. Smith from a lawsuit claiming their inclusion is, quote, without merit. According to spokesperson Brian Cunningham, Vanessa Phillips, the county's chief administrative officer, emphasized that inappropriate behavior is not tolerated, noting that the systems have long been in place to protect employees. The lawsuit alleges that Ms. Oberlander received explicit messages from her supervisor, John Farnan, which continued despite her objections. She claims her complaint was mishandled, resulting in prolonged exposure to Farnan. While the Department of Labor found reasonable cause for unlawful employment practices, Executive Matt Meyer faces criticism amid his gubernatorial campaign for allegedly fostering a culture that permits sexual harassment. Ads claiming that he's done nothing to stem the harassment are currently airing. In some tragic news, the University of Delaware is mourning the loss of a first-year student today. The 18-year-old woman identified as freshman Noelia Gomez of Clark, New Jersey, was struck and killed by a speeding motorcycle Tuesday night. She was hit on a crosswalk on West Main Street near North College Avenue just before midnight. According to Newark Police, a UD police officer tried to stop the speeding motorcycle before the fatal crash. That person apparently ignored the officer, they say, and about a minute later, struck the teenager who was set to start school this week. The motorcyclist lost control and fell off the motorcycle, which then injured 4 other pedestrians. The university released a statement in part which reads, quote, especially in a moment like this, we must all come together to lean on each other and to do so with extra kindness and empathy. Together we are stronger and we must live this truth in the coming days. We are one Blue Hen community, end quote. And from tragedy to triumph, we bring you now news of a vocational training program that is changing lives. Take a look.
Transitioning from school to a full-time career is no easy task. The world of job hunting rewards experience and interpersonal connections, and for many recent grads, those things can be difficult to amass. Remedying this is a core goal of LEAP, a Delaware organization centered around labor, economics, education, and empowerment. LEAP's Pathways to Business program, commonly shortened to P2B, focuses on training underserved individuals in vocational fields and transitioning them from the classroom to the workforce. It's this mission statement that caught the attention of Congresswoman and Senate candidate Lisa Blunt Rochester as she visited the LEAP office Monday morning and spoke with a number of the program's students and overseers. Among the takeaways from this conversation were concepts of racial equity and generational wealth, as Rochester emphasized the importance of LEAP in helping Delawareans support both themselves and the community through vital vocational work.
And we've got to make sure that it's exciting, not just a job, but something that people are looking forward to, that parents are saying, you need to go into being a plumber, you need to try to be, work at the port, you need to create an opportunity for yourself.
According to case manager Bishop George Gibson, educating through a mix of classes and hands-on experience still leaves much room for LEAP program expansion. One such initiative is latent planning, and it aims to tackle Wilmington's unemployment and housing issues simultaneously.
So we're going to have our young people here in class for like 5 weeks, and then we're going to send them right to a housing project, houses that LEAP has now purchased, and teach them how to build houses from top to bottom.
This is Evan Juristo with DETV, signing off.
Great story there, Evan. To Kent County now, where Dover Police, in collaboration with the Delaware Department of Justice, are stepping up efforts to combat prostitution in the state's capital city. Back in July, a joint operation targeting patrons of prostitution resulted in 4 arrests. Well, just last week, on August 22nd, authorities carried out another operation, this time focusing on individuals engaged in prostitution. 6 women were identified and connected with outreach professionals offering resources such as food, housing, hygiene products, and support for substance abuse and mental health issues. Officials say right now it's unclear how many of the women will follow up and take advantage of these available resources. And further south now, authorities in Harrington, Delaware are asking for the public's help in identifying a suspect who allegedly installed a credit card skimming device at a local store, potentially compromising numerous bank accounts. Harrington police believe the skimming device was placed on an ATM at the Royal Farms that's located at 7250 Milford-Harrington Highway early in the morning on August 26. Officers were then alerted about the device the following day. The skimming device, often used to capture credit and debit card information, poses a significant risk to those who use the ATM machine during the period in question. Police are advising anyone who used the machine on either August 26th or August 27th to check your bank statements and credit card statements for any unauthorized transactions and to promptly notify your financial institution of potential fraudulent activity. Police are working to gather surveillance footage and any other evidence that could lead to an arrest. And in other news tonight, Delaware's Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control is urging hunters to familiarize themselves with new regulations as the hunting season returns this weekend. The 24-25 season begins this Sunday, September 1st, with deer hunting using crossbows and archery alongside Canada goose and mourning dove hunting. Coyote hunting opens the following day. Notably, DNREC has introduced Sunday game bird hunting and added a special deer season for youth and adults unable to walk. The department has also expanded hunting fields in the state, wildlife areas specifically for mourning doves. For detailed regulation updates, visit the Delaware Hunting and Trapping Guide. Additional information on licenses and permits is available at de.gov/hunting license, or you can call 302-739-9918. And the Kitchen School's 2024 graduates were celebrated Wednesday at the Delaware Food Bank down in Milford. The 12-week program equips students with disabilities with essential skills for the food and hospitality industry. 9 students donned in chef uniforms received their certificates amid cheers from friends and family. Angelo Carante, a graduate, emphasized the program's impact, stating, quote, "These experiences are the jump start to the future. I've grown a lot." The school's partnerships with local businesses like the Harrington Casino and Grotto's Pizza provide job opportunities for the graduates. Chef instructor Shalisa Alexander noted that they come, they interview, and they hire some of the kids, which is great. The graduates, now Serve Safe certified, that's a big deal, are eager to begin their culinary careers. Congratulations to them. And reggae icon Bob Marley made Wilmington his home in the 1970s, and since 1994, Wilmington has been the spot for a musical tribute and festival in his name. Here's more.
While many music fans are familiar with the work of reggae superstar Bob Marley, few know that he once lived right here in Wilmington, Delaware. Between the years of 1966 and 1977, Marley lived at his mother's house on 2311 Tatnall Street, working as a lab assistant at DuPont long before his name was ubiquitous with hits like Jamming and Three Little Birds. It's this legacy that the Wilmington People's Festival aims to honor this Saturday, bringing food, music, and most of all, good vibes to attendees for the 30th year running.
It's all peace, unity, and one love because it's a tribute to Bob, and that's all he inspires. So we're here to do that.
That's Jenny Pitts, wife of Godfrey Pitts, or as most knew him, Ibis. Together the two founded the People's Festival tribute to Bob Marley in 1994, inspired by their close friendship with the late Marley and his family. 3 decades later, the People's Festival has blossomed into a large-scale celebration of the musician's life and legacy, bringing guests and small business vendors from the surrounding area for a full day of live performances and food from an array of cuisines. Though spearheading the event planning is often difficult, Jenny shared that the community's positive feedback inspires her to keep doing it year after year, proving it truly is a labor of love.
You know, it's really beautiful, and people have told me that the energy that this festival creates for them that one time a year is enough to last them a lifetime. Literally, you can feel Bob's presence here. It's a real wonderful vibe. People come here because they love Bob.
This year's People's Festival runs from 2 to 10 this Saturday, August 31st, in Tubman Garrett Riverfront Park. Tickets are available for $25 online at peoplesfestival.com or $30 at the gate, and this year's full lineup can be found at the same URL. The People's Festival is a uniquely Wilmington way to and one that he'd likely be proud to have his name on. This is Evan Giusto with DETV, signing off.
Another great story, Evan. Thank you. And we end tonight on a programming note for our viewers. Please tune in and join us on Tuesday, September 10th for a 4-hour live show on the Delaware primary election. Or you can watch on Facebook Live, where you can ask a comment and join the conversation by asking questions. At stake is naming final general election candidates for governor, Delaware's lone congressional seat, Wilmington's next mayor, and many, many more. We'll have all the results from around the state and talk with 2 political panels and community experts on the races and major issues of the day. We certainly hope that you can join us that Tuesday, September 10th. And that's going to do it for tonight's edition of DETV News. Be sure to follow us all across your favorite social media platforms. And for a look at what's happening all around the great state of Delaware, you know where to go, detvch.com. And of course, we want to hear from you. Questions, comments, send them our way. Or even a sports tip for Nick, drop us a line. That address is press@detvch.com. For all of us here at DETV, have a wonderful evening. We'll see you right back here next week. We don't talk about prostate cancer enough, and it's the most diagnosed form of cancer and the second most common cause of cancer death among Black men in both Delaware and the United States. Approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime, but just by asking your healthcare provider if you should get a screening could help you detect prostate cancer early and save your life. So let's talk about it. Talk to your healthcare provider today about a prostate cancer screening if you are 40 years of age or older, or have a family history of prostate cancer. If you don't have insurance, or if your insurance doesn't pay for cancer screenings, Screening for Life may provide you with the screenings that you need, and Nurse Navigators make this process easier. To learn more, visit healthydelaware.org/prostate or call 211. Ask your healthcare provider about a prostate cancer screening and you're asking for so much more.
My name is Jason Aviles, and I am the founder and owner of Fly Yogi, and I'm here to share with you some tips to be able to help fight opioid addiction. Opioid addiction is a real growing problem here in America, and I'm here to share with you some tips that you can be able to integrate into your everyday life to really fight against opioid addiction. One of the first things is redeveloping your mindset. One of the practices that I like to use daily is meditation. And what meditation does is it brings you clarity of mind, and it helps keep you grounded, and it improves your ability to make decisions that you are going to benefit from. A lot of the time we find that addiction is rooted in our mindset. It's rooted in how we think and how we perceive, and therefore how we act. So this is a really good way to help fight against that energy of addiction. The second thing is improving your lifestyle through diet and exercise. At the very root of addiction, there is substances within the body that's causing the addiction on a physical level. When we begin to introduce healthier foods, plant-based foods, we begin to remove and detox the substances that are in our body that's causing and attracting the addiction. So through incorporating more fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, and even drinking water on a daily basis, you're going to put your body in a state where it's going to be able to fight the root causes of these addictions. The second part is exercise. Exercise is good for mood. It's good for energy. It's good to increase vitality. It's good to get your heart pumping and get your blood flowing and get oxygen moving throughout the body. So through engaging in physical exercise, complemented by incorporating healthier foods, you're putting your body and your mind in a state where it does not want what's causing these things that are manifesting negatively in your life. So addiction can really be decreased by just incorporating a healthier lifestyle through diet and nutrition, exercise, and then also making sure that you're tackling the mind through mindset, through meditation.